Hey Legion, it's Shauna. Hope you're having a fantastic week. Spring has finally sprung. Looks like we're getting some sunny weather and I'm super excited. Been exploring all kinds of great topics. Thank you to everyone in the Legion that has been providing feedback. Love the interest in different topic ideas. We're always developing new ones, so please subscribe below so you can contribute to the fantastic conversation we continue to have every single week here on the Legion Chronicles. I think this week's topic is a very popular one. We've been talking a lot about it and kind of getting to where we wanted to put that in our series and in our episodes. And I don't think there's any better time than the present. That being said, we're going to talk about the big O's. Yes, the big O's. Are you ready? The obstacles, the options, and of course the opportunities. The three big O's that we oftentimes struggle with, find ourselves in our own way. And so I wanted to really dig deeper into what that looked like for not just myself, but for the myriad of women that I've talked to, the clients that I work with, the athletes that I talk to. We always are talking about obstacles, things that prevent us from getting where we want to go, from doing the things that we want to do. And a lot of times we find that we are our own obstacles, right? I know I'm not alone in that one. You're certainly not alone in that one. But how do we render ourselves to get past those obstacles? How do we challenge ourselves to push through those? And that's what some of the things we're going to talk about this week. The next one is options. Options are simply choices. The choices we make, the choices we don't make. Not making a choice is still making a choice. I was once told by a grown-ass man who got very frustrated with me when I was pushing to get some choices made, and his throwing his hands up in the air and said, well, what choice do I have? Well, you have choices. You're choosing not to make a choice. And I think we have to remember that as people, is that not making a choice is choosing. And the last one is the opportunities that we have. So after we've overcome the obstacles and we've made our options, our choices, what are the opportunities that lie ahead for us? And that is the beautiful part about obstacles. I know a lot of times they challenge us, but if we're not being challenged, we're not growing, right? So let's start with number one, the obstacles that we face. Obstacles can be anything from financial to professional to personal. Our emotions, that's a big one. We talk a lot about emotional intelligence. We're going to continue to talk about that a lot. But at the end of the day, the obstacles that we face, they're always going to be there. Life is never going to be rainbows, lollipops, and unicorns. Remember the 80-20 matters meter? That is what we have to focus on, what truly matters. The obstacles that we face, they're going to be daily. They're going to be weekly, monthly, yearly, a lifetime. Doesn't mean that they're not there for a reason. Obstacles are there to push us, to challenge us, to grow in different directions. We may not be ready to always do, but sometimes it happens not of our own device. We don't make the decision. Somebody else makes that decision for us. Whether, again, it's a job, whether it is a relationship, a friendship, it happens all the time. You have to be prepared and know that it's not there to completely destroy everything that you've built. It's there just like a muscle to break it down, to make it stronger the next time, and then the next time, and then the next time you're stronger and stronger. And then, as I often say, get comfortable with uncomfortable. A lot of situations you find yourself in aren't so uncomfortable because you've seen it. You kind of been there, done that, right? Life experience, it goes back to that one. So obstacles, how do we overcome those? Well, the first thing that we do is we have to know that we have the confidence in ourselves, that we have the ability to overcome that obstacle. It might not be going straight through it. We might have to go around a little bit, but you have to be able to divide and conquer that obstacle, break it down. That's the first thing. Pick the bigger parts, attack those first, and then go, okay, what are some of the smaller things that may not matter as much, but that obstacle is going to be something I focus on, about that a lot. But at the end of the day, the obstacles that we face, they're always going to be there. Life is never going to be rainbows, lollipops, and unicorns. Remember the 80-20 matters meter? That is what we have to focus on, what truly matters. As the obstacle gets kind of broken down and it gets more in the minutia of every day that you're choosing to attack it, whether, let's say, you're looking for a new job, get the resume fired up, start having conversations, whether it's your LinkedIn account or with friends in the business, or maybe it's a career change, a total overhaul. That's okay too. Sometimes having the vision is the first step. That's if it's of your own device. If for some reason it's not, then you have to hustle and get a plan in place. And a plan can be very rudimentary. It does not have to be perfected. At least just put one foot in front of the other and start making contact. Baby steps, right? We're not looking to completely change the world in this one moment. You're looking to change your world, and that's okay. But that being said, pick one thing every day and you're going to attack that. So whether it's fire up the resume, renew the resume, have someone else look at it. Then start putting it out there, applying for jobs, talking to people. Every little bit, you'll find that you gain momentum, and that'll give you motivation. And then you'll find that you're going to be a little bit happier in what the choices are. There's those options. See how obstacles, as you start to overcome them, they start to break down, and your options, your choices, become more readily available. They're more relevant. They're more clear. It's amazing how that works. So then as those options come into play, you then get to make your choices. What does that look like for you? What do you want going forward? Maybe it's not that job. Maybe it's a different industry altogether. Again, as you start to unfold the obstacles, the options come into play, and you'll find that they actually manifest more and more as you start to open your eyes into saying, okay, these are the things I want to do. And you're regaining some of that control back. It's a beautiful thing. It's a funny thing about choices. As you start to open your mind to the possibilities, opportunities start to open up even more and more. That's the amazing thing about it, is that you truly can, as you start to build and grow and open up your mind to the different possibilities, your options open up as well. You have to be willing to communicate. You also have to be willing to do some of that work. So I just wanted to recap one more time the importance of recognizing the 3 O's in your life. One is the obstacles. What are you facing that you can get at right now? Break it down and get after it. Make a plan. The next one are your options. Those are your choices. You always have choices. Remember, doing nothing is still a choice. I'd love to see you taking one step in front of the other and making those options, those choices, yours to be what it is you want to be today, tomorrow, and 1% better every single day, right? And then the last one is your options. You want options, you've got them, but you got to do the first 2. You got to face them, you got to move through them, and those options will open up. Challenge yourself today, right now. What are some new options? What are some things that you can do for yourself in this moment that you want? Because you can get it. You can absolutely achieve anything and everything that you want, but you've got to get a plan in place. You've got to focus on what that looks like. Stay in your routine, establish a new routine, get after it. I promise you, you will never be sorry you did it. So with that being said, as you're doing the work, and it is roll up your sleeves, grinding it out, doing the work, you will find that you're able to put one foot in front of the other a little quicker, a little faster. You're finding that you get to own that piece of you. You have choices, you always do. You always had. It's just sometimes it takes a catastrophic event like a relationship ending, a job ending, anything that you're not prepared for. When that obstacle presents itself, it's how you go after it that changes your mindset. So it really is a big part of how your mind and your emotions work together to help build you to be the best you possible. As your options open up, you'll find again the opportunities will start to unfold. And then you get to make those choices and those options over and over and over again. And then that's the thing, your mind opens up to some amazing possibilities you may never have ever thought possible before. It seems kind of crazy, but it's like this snowball effect. But you have to be open to it. And that's always the hardest part. That's that obstacle called yourself, that you got to get out of your own way. I've so done that myself so many times. I've limited myself. I've taken myself out of the running, whether it was for a job or a situation or a promotion or an opportunity, because I myself basically self-cut myself out of the situation. Seems totally crazy, right? You can be as confident, you can be as prepared, you can be as ready as ever that you ever thought you'd be, but you will still take yourself out of a situation. Let them tell you no. Let them say you need to do this, this, and this. let someone else be the one that limits you. You don't limit you. Get out of your own way. The world is really your oyster if you choose it to be, but you've got to be willing to do some of the hard stuff, whether it's break some stuff down now, whether it's make changes now. You may not be ready for, but you know that this isn't the life that you want. You want something different. You have to do something different now to have something amazing later. And that's that obstacle piece. Again, going back to the 3 O's we're talking about, right? Obstacles, options, opportunities. They all coincide with each other. And you continually do that work, I promise you will reap the benefits of it. But it's not easy, I promise. I've been through it. I continue to go through it, but I'm always challenging and trying to grow because I know that I can't be the best me possible or the kind of person I want to be staying where I am right now. It has to be what's next. And you have to ask yourself that question every day. It's the get up, do the work, stay in routine, take care of yourself, eat healthy, be mindful, meditate. That's a huge one. Stay in silence, get off the screen. I know it's not always easy. I find myself scrolling through my own Facebook or looking at messages and trying to really do for a lot of other people, which is something I'm really proud to say that I do. But I also have to make sure that I'm reinvigorating myself the way along the line to make sure that I can make sure that my obstacles are minimal, my options are great, and my opportunities are even greater. You can do this, Legion. I believe in you, but believe in you the way I do. You got this. Get at it, Legion. Have a great week.